That's something to do. How is that quiet quitting?
Watch. Hey, Jimmy, can you learn Rhonda's machine so you can run it when she's not here?
Well, that's a tough one, Steve. Does it pay extra money?
No, it does not.
Then you can suck my balls from the back, good sir. I will not.
Damn.
Explain that, Mike. Explain that. Quiet
He
quitting.
doesn't want to take on the extra responsibility if you're not going to pay him. This is not quiet quitting, man. This is you wanting more than what you hired them to do, and you're not going to pay them extra for it. There's an easy way to fix all this, Steve.
A pizza party.
No.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
No, that is never the answer.
I mean, we could do all-you-can-eat bologna biscuits. Yeah, people love bologna.
Listen, man. When you work for a company and they hire you to do something, everything already is so expensive these days.
He's going to ask for a raise.
We're
this
not
dude's
making
about to get fired.
That good of a wage. And then you
here we go.
refuse to give out raises
He's done.
and every year. All you
He's
do
out.
is you want to do pizza parties, all this other bullshit, instead of paying people money, man.
Why
it's
would
hard
they
to
want to
live
pay
out
him money?
here. There's not some fucking nefarious reason to why people don't want to do extra work. They want to be paid for it, man. It's already hard enough to live. When you work for a company, there should be a give and take. Okay, there should be.
You give them your work, and then they take your work. It makes sense, right?
Give and take to where a company can make their money, and then people can also make their money and be able to live comfortably. But you guys refuse to do that. You want to just nickel and dime everybody to death, and it's hard to live right now. So if you had even the slightest bit of compassion, you would know how to fix this automatically. There's only one answer to fixing all this, and it's super, super easy.
It's a pizza party.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yep, it's a pizza party.
You're a smart guy, Mike.
I told you, it's not as hard as you think it is.
Hell
man.
fucking yeah.
People just want to be able to live. That's
Two
it.
pizza
That's
parties.
all we want to do. We just want to be able to live happy, spend time with our family, be able to buy our kids some stuff, and the only thing that we can use to do that is...
Say no more, man.
Pizza.
I already know how to solve all this. You were the man. I'm going to change the whole atmosphere.
There you go, man. That's it right here. Be the difference, man.
I am going to be the difference. Hey, Frank. What's up, Steve?
It's actually kind of unrealistic, to be honest, though. The real thing that happens is the employees ask for a wage, and then they just get replaced by a robot. Like, that's been happening a lot with McDonald's. Everybody wanted, give this one a like. This is a fucking good one, man. This is a good one. I like it. Yeah, you've got people working at McDonald's for a bunch of fucking money, and guess what? McDonald's says, fuck that. And now they're getting fired, and they're just getting replaced by robots. If you only do the bare minimum, it means you're fully replaceable. Doing more work makes you more valuable. It's a give and take, man. Like, if you feel like you're being paid a good amount of money and you're being compensated for your time, then, yeah, it's okay to do a little bit more. I think that's fine. And I think that everybody this is the way, at least whenever I worked back in the day, like 10 fucking years ago, that's the way it was. It's like I felt like I was getting paid a good wage, and so I had no problem going a little bit above and beyond. Because I felt like back then there was a massive job crisis. It was awful. I was getting paid 15, 20 fucking bucks an hour. I was making good money. So yeah, I had no problem. You want me to go take out the garbage? I'll do that right away. But it depends. And it's a give and take. Because at the end of the day, they let me do whatever the fuck I wanted. Like, I could sit there on my phone for a while. I could call my friend. I could take lunch whenever the fuck I wanted. I could bring food and eat at my desk. I could listen to music all the time. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. So I felt like I was happy with where I was at. So I had no problem to go the extra mile. And I think the problem is people that are getting the bare minimum. They're being treated like shit. They're being paid like shit. And what's the point of doing any of this? Why would you do this? Why would you go above and beyond for no reason? Of course, you're enjoying it and getting paid well, work well, will go above and beyond. Yeah, getting paid bad? Yes. It's that simple, man.
I need time to prepare that.
What do you do with people if you replace everything with robots? And I mean everything? I don't know. Like, fucking just let them do whatever they want. Fast food places are more busy. People go there and pay is nothing. Yeah, of course. That's just what it is. I found it easier than working at a toy store. Working QA for Blizzard Activision for that reason. Yeah, it just depends on what happens. Yeah, and it's like, if you don't like your job, you've got to, bro, like, I mean, you could maybe talk to your boss and try to solve it, but I'm not saying quit your job immediately, but you got to look at some sort of way to improve your fucking life, man. Because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to. Why respect your boss whenever he don't respect you? That's the same way I felt about Sam's Club, bro. Like, I felt like that company didn't respect me, and they said I couldn't have my phone in my pocket because I would be tempted to use it. I said, bitch, fuck you. Nope. I'm just gonna stop showing up. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it's just that simple. Like, I just not no 2 weeks, bro. No. What I did, I remember this so clearly. Like, I came in to get my check after I just stopped showing up to work, and I came in like a month later. I said, well, give me a fucking, like, $200 or something like that. And they give me the money, and the woman says to me, because she remembered me because she did my orientation, she says, this isn't going to look good on your resume. I said, bitch, what the fuck do you think I'm going to put this on my resume for? How do you think that I got this job? By telling the truth? Absolutely not. I'll see you later. And I just left. I didn't call her a bitch. I just said, I just lie on the resume. How do you think I got this job? And I was like, see ya. And that was it. That's my best advice. Is that you do have to be out for yourself. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, or you're not being respected, or anything like that, and it's hurting you, well then why would you let somebody do that? There's no reason. Companies out for themselves just as much as you are. Yeah, exactly. Fake it till you make it. Never fails until it fails. Yeah, and if it fails, you just pretend like it didn't, and then you try and fake it again. It's just that simple. You consider being manipulative an essential skill nowadays? No, I think being skilled is an essential skill. I think that more and more being skilled and being able to possess critical thinking to solve complex problems is becoming more and more important in jobs, because the simple problems are being automated or process engineered out of the job making decision process. So like a lot of like simple decisions or simple actions that an individual used to have to make, there are not as many of those. I'm not saying there aren't any, but there are a lot less of those that there were in the 50s, the 80s, the 90s, right? And that happens because those things get automated, they get process engineered to the point to where everybody, they know exactly how it works. And because of that, guess what? You have less people that are working, and the people that are working need to have a higher competency level at their job. Be qualified to have a job makes it difficult to replace you. Yeah, that's what I always said too. Like I always overworked at the IRS because I didn't want them to fire me. So I was like, if they need me, they won't get rid of me because they need me. It's like being a healer in a raid, or being a tank. Like you can be more annoying and like obnoxious, but like the bar is like larger for your annoying behavior because it's harder to get rid of you. It's like you can always see this in like these different types of like software engineer companies. It's like there's like all these guys, these younger people that are like in a fucking suit and like they're like very like well manicured, like hair and the beard is like shaved and they look great. And then there's like they go over to the senior engineer Alan, and it's just this fucking balding 38-year-old man with like a polo shirt and like half the collar's turned over, hasn't showered in a fucking week, and like, bro, he's about to leave this company unless they double his salary next year, and the CEO is already gonna do it. Because this dude has the skills that they fucking need. He's the only person that knows how to use the old system, and he's the liaison between the new people and the old people, and he's the engineer. That's it. 38, or 58 or something like that. He's 52 or something like that. Yeah, he wrote the database. Guess what? They're not getting rid of him. So yeah, the more responsibility is power. And I think the more responsibility a job gives you, generally, this is not a one-to-one, generally the more power you have and negotiation you have. Because it makes it harder to get rid of you.
I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that.
Hello, good morning. I want you to change 9 objects that I bought since I was enjoying them and they do not comply with what I paid since they have rerolls that are useless.
I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare. I'm not ready yet. 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 I need time to prepare that. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to do that.
Fair trade. Anything else?
need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet.
So yes, a new update is currently being developed for Diablo 4 right now, and we have our first signs. Things are truly progressing here, and the dev team has been very busy trying to manage the fires out on Twitter, because right now the community is being divided by the upcoming seasons and battle pass. Famous streamers chime in saying there's too much focus on seasons instead of extending the end game, and yeah, we're going to be getting into the official responses here from the dev team. Plus, Battle.net just got an update that you'll definitely want to know about. And why are these updates taking so long right now? Well, Blizzard also chimes in with an official reply about that. And what about weapons with a visual flare? The Paragon board desperately needing this. And is this the perfect camera zoom in? We're going to take a look at that as well. But first and foremost, we're going to start right here with this headline. Check it out. It goes on to say the following: Blizzard internally testing patch 1.1 and 1.2 for Diablo 4. So let's find out what this article has to say. It comes from icyveins.com. Get into it. It goes on to say Blizzard is internally testing at least 2 content updates for the game, according to build numbers from the various dev branches on the CDN. Now, the codename for Diablo 4 is Fenris, and there are multiple instances of dev branches up and running on different builds, as you can see below. We believe patch 1.1 will be the first major content update for Diablo 4. So yeah, as you can see, this is very much underway right now, being internally tested currently. So yes, this is good news. It seems like they're making some headway here. So if you're scratching your head wondering, why is this taking so long? Well, there is some reasoning behind that. It's just that they also have to take some time during the weekends. They are worried also about burning out their own team. More on that in just a moment as well. But we got to talk about some recent articles and also comments from some very famous streamers that have caught the attention of the Diablo 4 community. First and foremost, we got to head on over here to Forbes. It goes on to say this: Diablo 4 may need to adjust its start over from scratch seasonal model. So a lot of people are discovering, yeah, you're going to have to essentially create an entirely new character before heading into a season. Yeah, check out this Reddit post right here. And water is wet. Seriously, no one played any seasonal ARPGs? Blizzard confirms the need to create a new character every Diablo 4 season. And a lot of people that are new to Diablo 4 are kind of scratching their heads like, I'm not even done with the story, you know, and I have to start an entirely new character. In fact, check this out right here. It goes on to say the significant majority of Diablo 4 players haven't even finished the game yet. So people are like, I'm not wanting to start a whole new character to take advantage of what's on offer during this season, because as you know, the Battle Pass can only be experienced during season. Now, Paul Tessie had to say some further comments about this out on Twitter, and we'll also get into some replies from these well-known streamers as well. Let's start out with Paul Tessie. He goes on to say this right here. He says, I did not do previous gen Diablo seasons, so I don't really fully get it. I don't want to level season-specific characters from scratch, and I still use my permanent ones to progress the Battle Pass. No, yeah, I ain't doing that then. Long-term goal is to get everyone to 100 and wait for the expansion, I guess. So yeah, I get the battle pass is a new aspect. So Rod helped, and he tags Rod Ferguson from Blizzard, who goes on to reply saying this: "Hey Paul, yes, you take part in the seasonal quest line, mechanics, season journey, and battle pass. You'll need to create a new seasonal character. Playing campaign with seasonal character, if you do so desire or need to finish, will also progress the season journey and battle pass." We have this interesting reply right here. As well from Keto, who says this: "I'm a new Diablo player and a new dad. I only have maybe an hour a day to game, if that. So my current character is only level 11. You're saying I should basically not even play this game then, right?" Okay. And then Rod Bergson says, "No, you should definitely play. The new season mechanics features come after the campaign is complete, but you should focus on completing it now, so you can just skip it when the season starts, since you only ever need to complete the campaign once." So yeah, this keeps going on and on. We have a Nuclear Gamer who says, "Okay, just to clarify two things, that means once someone has completed the campaign and seen the credits, by the way, the end cinematic was amazing, we'll never have to do the campaign again on a new character in Season 1 or Season 50, and you mentioned that the season journey is progressed by completing the campaign. Will those that skip the campaign get credit for their season journey, or will there be different things they will need to do?" And Rod Ferguson further confirms, "And what I meant is that there are things in the season journey, like kill X number of things, that doing that will count while playing the campaign with a seasonal character, so you're still earning favor for the battle pass while playing the campaign." So at least that's cool. So if you do want to replay the campaign and you're getting that itch and desire, it'd be wise to actually do that with a seasonal character. That would make a lot of sense. So the more you know there. But the whole issue is the fact that they're going all in, it seems, on season.
Hey guys, how are you today? Well, I will talk. I will talk. Hey guys, well, back here. Today we will talk about seasons. I think this is really important stuff that are, is happening in a few, maybe days or weeks. It's not so far from being released, really, and yes, I want to talk to you about that, and I want to explain some stuff that there maybe, maybe some people that don't know, and yeah, I wanna clarify that, and I wanna explain you what to do, and yeah, all that, because the devs, give you some information about that, and I think it's really important because you have to decide if you will play or not the game, with the stuff that is coming. The first thing is that the dev says that we only the run system will be, for me it's not so good, but this is only my opinion, and it's only my opinion. They say that we will, conserve the lily status, the teleports, and the potions, that we always that we own, you know, for now. If you have get all the statues and you have get all the renown, you will maintain only the Lily status, and you will only maintain the teleports and the fortune that you have gained, you know, because of the renown. All the other stuff like aspects, you know, and the map, you know, and map reveal will be not, you have to complete it again. Okay, that's the thing. And I think that is for me, it's not so much problem, but it's not really good, you know, because I think that you will lose a lot of time. You will lose a lot of time trying to, you know, grind again. Not all the dungeons, but the dungeons that you need for the aspect that you need, you know, for the weapons or the armor that you will use. That's one thing. You have to know that every season will start like from scratches, from zero, and you will need to level up, you know, every time from 0 to 100. In my experience, really, that I have played more than 400 hours this game, it's really grindy, and I don't know if really seasons will be a good idea for all people, you know, because there are people that they don't have time to play this game too much, you know, and I understand that because they have to work, or maybe they have family, you know. It's yeah, they have a life, you know. And for now, I think that Diablo is really grindy, you know, and you have to spend a lot of time to get good stuff. Because if you don't spend a lot of time playing the game, you will not get nothing really. You will get not too much loot. You will not level up so fast because it's really difficult to level up. I spend like 12 hours a day playing the game, and yeah, it's not so fast. The thing is that I think that if you will play the seasons, you have to focus first and you know, like opening the map, all the map again, then go and search, you know, the aspect that you need for your character, you know, in the case, and then trying to, you know, trying to get level 50 the fastest way you can. That for me, I think this the best way is go and, you know, do dungeons with friends or alone, whatever you need, you know. Because there is not another way, because all players will start from scratches, from zero. You don't have, you will not have a friend that is level, I don't know, 100, and you know he can carry you up from level. No, because you will start from zero. And yeah, you will have to, you know, grind up a lot to get to 50 again, and then you have to start finding, you know, the stuff that you need, you know, for your character. You will spend a lot of time doing that. I don't know if really if seasons are so good. I'm not saying that the game is bad, but I'm not saying that, you know, that season are maybe are worth it or not. Only for a season pass, I think it's not, for me it's not worth it. I will not spend, maybe the first season I will play it, you know, but I will not spend 200 hours only to get, you know, to level maybe 80, you know, every 3 months. I think they are not going. Oh, I want to clarify. This is only my opinion, but I think they're not going. You know, I think that people will not like this. You know, I think that people will not play season because not too much people have all fucking day to play the game and try to grind again all the stuff again. You know, and I think that is the thing here. I think that, and I think another stuff that it's like the end game is good, you know. I have fun and all that, but there is not too much contest in the end game, you know, more than farming more objects, you know. More than that, it's nothing more than that. You want to get um, um, you want to do more damage. That's why you're grinding up, you know. That's why you want to level up. So not level up, but you want to go to the dungeons and try to get more gear, you know. That is the only reason that you have, really, to do that. I know that this is a different context of video from you know, from what I'm, you know, doing in Diablo 3, Diablo 4. But yeah, it's a topic that we need to talk about and maybe think it, you know, and try to understand if you will play or not a season, because only, like, I think for me, like, only playing it for, like, to pay, you know, a battle pass and for only getting cosmetics. I don't know if that is really good, really. And I understand the people that are complaining about it. Really, I understand it. I know why they are complaining about. It's logic, really. But we never know. We have to see what Diablo, what Blizzard, you know, do with this, because I cannot, like, tell you what they will do for this. You know, I don't know if they will change something. We know that they will bring more updates and all that. We know that, but you never know what will happen, really. You know, until we see the updates and all the stuff. And yeah, that is for me for today. I know this is not the typical stuff that I, you know, upload to the channel and all that, but I feel that like, I don't know what video I will do tomorrow, but I feel that, like, you know, like, putting too much grindy videos in the channel, like dungeon grinding, you know, maybe it's not so good, you know, because you have nightmare dungeons and all that. And I feel like we will have to see what happens to the game, to see if the game is, you know, if succeed, you know, and continue to provide like, good content for the people. You know, and that's all. See you in the next one. Hey guys, back here. Today I'm going to talk about seasons. I think this is really important stuff that are, you know, is happening.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Enigmas, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some news for you in regards to the recent Diablo 4 announcements. Now we have the official Adam Fletcher Twitter here, who is the Global Community Development Director for Diablo 4, and they've announced a recent live stream that they're going to do. So tomorrow it's going to happen, June 16th, and it's really exciting because they will finally discuss the community's feedback. Now in today's video I just wanted to express some of my concerns and some of the concerns that I've been reading around the Diablo 4 forums and just videos in general, and honestly I think everyone is pretty much balls to the wall about the idea that resetting dungeons, resetting Altars of Lilith is not a great idea, and that it's boring, it's repetitive, and we don't really want to do it, especially the casual players. However, I think that this is a big good. I think that these guys talking to the community, catering to the casual players, which is the majority of the players anyway, I think that, you know, yeah, it's a great idea for them to just have a campfire chat with the community and, you know, receive some feedback on their game. Now, in my honest opinion, do I think Diablo 4 is about to face its own Armageddon? Absolutely not. I mean, you know, there will be a depletion of players, that's for sure, but most people, majority of the players, even though they all are casuals, they'll just play less of the game. I think that's what's going to happen ultimately. I don't think that the game will go dead. I don't think that there will be a mass leave, a mass exodus of the game. Absolutely not, you know. Players do love the game. Players do love the Diablo series. It's one of the best ARPGs out there. Does it get a little bit repetitive? Will it get repetitive if they don't implement new features with Season 1? Absolutely. Now, we get that information tomorrow, and probably there will be another live stream by the developer updates. So that's a complete separate thing. They say it right here, dev updates aim to reveal a showcase, new content, which is different than the campfire chats that we're about to get, so that's tomorrow. So the actual Season 1 update or showcase will be in the future, probably in the next week or two, but tomorrow is just the campfire chats, and they'll be discussing relating to dungeons, renown, and things like that, just listening to the community and just talking to us, really. I think that generally speaking, you know, this is a good thing. Tomorrow we'll find out exactly where are their plans, what are they heading, what are they thinking, and hopefully they do address our concerns, because I feel like the majority of the community agrees. They're basically balls to the wall about the idea of renowned systems and all of the systems in general, resetting dungeons, all of that is not a good idea. So hopefully they don't do that, but I'm personally fine with it. You know, I'm okay if they will do this, reset all the dungeons, reset the systems. I won't be okay doing the quest again, the side quest. I'm just not doing that again. Nope, I haven't even completed all of them now, and I won't be completing them anytime soon. And I definitely won't do it again if they're reset in Season 1. But if Season 1 comes and they do reset things, but if they add additional content to it, additional rewards, then yeah, sure, I'm fine to do it with Season 1. But if it continues, and if they plan to reset again after Season 1, then it might become a little bit of a mass exodus, including me. Yeah, I don't think that I'll continue playing the game if that's the case. There's other games out there that I want to try out, and you know, I don't necessarily have the time, and I don't think the casual player, which is the majority of the player base, does not have the time to again go through the dungeon system again. And I feel like most of them want the renowned system to be account wide anyway, so yeah, generally speaking, it won't be a good idea for Blizzard. It will be an L sandwich if they do take the decision of resetting everything for Season 1. But we'll have to see, guys. Tomorrow will be the live stream. I will be covering this on my channel, so yeah, just keep your heads up. But this is about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and found this informative. Please let me know in the comments down below what your concerns concerns are about the game and what you want changing. I just really want to spread awareness to this situation if you happen to stumble upon this video. But yeah, that's about it. Bye bye.
We just had the developer live stream, and we watched all 1 hour 48 minutes of it. So what I'm going to do for you in this video is break down all of the changes and explain to you what they said they're both going to add to the game, the Q&A that they answered afterwards, and everything you need to be aware of. Now, the most common question right off the bat is going to be getting to level 100 and experience grinding. They are changing some things related to this, and what's cool is they're actually adding in, I think, one of the most requested changes, which is that nightmare dungeons should be buffed. I myself, in my last video, actually was talking about some of the common complaints, and one of the things I actually suggested, literally it's an hour posted as of a few hours ago, was that the nightmare sigils could be buffed. And effectively what they could do is put more experience, better rewards, etc., and it looks like they are agreeing to effectively do this. So we're going to be seeing more experience coming from nightmare sigils. We're also going to be seeing better rewards related to actually doing nightmare dungeons, and this change should be ready by the beginning of Season 1. On top of it, when you actually use a sigil now, instead of just seeing it on the map, they're actually going to have a waypoint where you can click and teleport directly to the dungeon, therefore saving yourself a lot of running around or having to like click and teleport on these other waypoints, etc., and then running there. You can just teleport directly to the dungeon. So the very first change that they're doing is nightmare dungeons across the board are effectively being buffed. The next most important bit is going to be about seasons as well as renown. So one of the most common questions is, when we do seasons again, what do we have to farm again? What do we not have to farm again? Well, let me explain to you what comes with you. First of all, as you can see on my main character, I've unlocked most of the map, and there is a renown associated with that map. For instance, if you look at areas discovered, I have 51 out of 51 on this region, and I get my renown for that. That is 255 total renown. Now, this amount of renown will come with me, and the same renown of me discovering areas on any of these portions will come with me to my seasonal characters, as well as the renown value of the altars of Lilith. So for instance, I here, let's just pick Fractured Peaks, I have 73 times 5 is going to be, what, oh no, I have to do quick math at the top of my head, 365, I believe, plus 280 is, what is that, 600, what was this original number? Oh Lord, my math. 645. There is a total of 645 between the areas discovered and the altars of Lilith renown that is required, or that is rewarded to me already, and that will go with me on the seasonal character. They say effectively your altars of Lilith and your areas discovered will transfer with you, and when you make a new character, the map will already be revealed, and it will already show you all the altars you claim. Now, on a new character, when you have a new character in the game currently, the map is covered except for the major waypoints. Now, when you make a new seasonal character, you're actually going to get the major waypoints for each city as well. You are going to get to keep those, and I do believe as well as the renown value associated with them, I would assume, because if you look at actually this here, you can see that I have waypoints. I have 4 of them, and I have some renown value associated with that, so you will get a little bit there. But the map itself will be uncovered. So this is a change coming to making new seasonal characters. All of this will be uncovered, and you will see the waypoints, etc., that you have not acquired yet. You'll see the strongholds you have not acquired yet, etc. So this very annoying map being covering was one of the things I actually was just saying is kind of annoying on a new character. You will not experience this with a new seasonal character. But back to the point about the renown, because you're getting the altars of Lilith and the areas discovered renown, you're going to have about the first 2 squares of these uncovered. You're still going to need to do dungeons, waypoints, strongholds if you wish to achieve these, and probably some side quests along the way. Speaking of side quests, they say it is better game design to have side quests available for people instead of just saying you have them all completed already, because we're making new characters a level 1. So sometimes we're going to be redoing dungeons to get aspects, things like that, because it's a new season, and very often the balance is going to be around whatever aspects are hot at the moment, etc. So for that reason, having side quests and to double down and get bonus experience is something that they believe should still be in the game for seasons. So expect to have the most annoying things, which is uncovering the map and the altars already completed and not have to do them, but still the other parts of the game that's sort of like the core gameplay loop of like doing quests, leveling up, doing strongholds, you are going to need to do that still for seasons. But you will have some major waypoints, the ones at the major cities, and you will have the map uncovered to see what there is to go accomplish. Next is quality of life. They've talked about some quality of life features that are coming to the game. For instance, one of the Q&A questions that was from their chat was, hey, resource generation feels kind of bad in some classes. Are we going to effectively do something about that? And their response is that keep an eye out for a future change, basically, sort of a, you know, a soon TM type of answer, but they did mention that resource generation was something they are looking at. So if you're somebody like me, a druid, I'm assuming they're talking about us or other classes that need generation. It seems like rogue's doing fine with generation, but sometimes the generation could feel kind of bad. I do put a lot of my emphasis in terms of aspects, Paragon board, etc., just to be able to actually use my abilities, so I think they are addressing this. One of the other things they're addressing is another thing I just put out a video on, which I put this video out right when they launched the live stream, and a lot of these things are already, I guess, were already planned to be fixed, which is encouraging, which is that they're coming up with some kind of side quest general UI tracking. They say they recognize two things. They recognize that they have some secret hidden quests that they don't just want to show you how it goes, but they also recognize that this side quest thing is super annoying and it's basically hard to like find quests. So we're going to get some kind of journal or some kind of UI for the side quests. Another point of concern that was brought up by players was that the materials have a cap. For instance, you can only carry like 9,999. They are raising this cap so that if you are a very hardcore grinder and you're hitting the caps, there's no reason for them not to raise the cap, is what they're saying. So they'll just do that for the quality of life. The other part is having all these annoying gems in your inventory. Eventually, it sounds like this is coming more, I think Season 2 is what they said. It's gonna be a little bit still till this gets implemented, because Season 1 is more or less already production wrapped up and they're just doing bug testing at this point. But they are going to add gems into your materials here. So now you don't have to store them in your stash, you don't have to store them in your inventory. You don't even have to worry about gem bagging and organizing it. It literally just goes into your currency, and you're not going to have to worry about this. So this is probably a best case scenario if you're worried about gem storage. The next change is that scroll of escapes on hardcore characters are going to be auto use on DC. So if you have some sort of issue where you lose connection or something, these scroll of escapes are supposedly supposed to keep you alive. I'm not going to comment too much on this. I don't play a lot of hardcore. You can see I have a level 23, and that's about it. So in terms of, is this good for the health of the game? I know there's some people on both sides of the fence on this one. I'll leave that for the hardcore community, which isn't really, I'm not really involved in as much, to be fair. But that is one of the changes that they were talking about for that. There's also some bug fixes and some new additional kind of changes to type of content. For instance, somebody asked if teleport to a friend. You know, we have the portals here. You can just right-click and teleport to somebody on party if they're going to add that into the game. It didn't really sound like it. They said, maybe we'll think about it in the future, but it didn't really sound like that was intended. They liked the waypoints around town. It's sort of a hub, is what it sounds like. Resistances or something. A lot of you have seen Crypt's video and talked about that one, about resistances not being very good. They said they are aware of this, and effectively the diminishing returns are sooner than expected, and that come into Season 2, they're going to look into adjusting the way that defenses work from resistances. So that was a common complaint that we had seen there. On top of that, we had also heard about the Druid loot being bugged. I myself have quite a bit of Barbarian uniques that continue to show up on the character. This is something that is confirmed on the live stream to be in the process of being fixed as well. However, they say keep in mind on the rare occasion you can still get unique items for other classes, but you're not supposed to be getting them like the Druid is, which is quite significantly. Other than that, there was one other change, which is ground damage and ground effects. They're going to try to make a little bit easier to see, just for our own sake of our eyes. But that is the majority of the changes, ladies and gentlemen. And most of these, from what I can see, were easy W. All of these things that should be changed, and they just decided to change them, like buffing the Nightmare Dungeon experience, because they nerfed the ones for the party. So I'm a fan of that. Thanks of not having to redo the altars and redo the whole map over again. I am also a fan of that for the seasons. We're going to have to redo some of the renown, So it's a little bit of a give and take on that one. It's kind of more meaty in the middle. It's not all the way to what I've seen requested, but I've also seen the quality of life changes about going for the side quest journal UI tracking. I like that. Gyms going to the material inventory is literally a better version of the one of us asking for it to go in the gym bag. Raising material caps, resource generation changes potentially, and then at least addressing during the live stream the resistance changes as well. It seems like they're at least mentioning most of the complaints that I'm seeing mirrored across most of the communities. So for the most part, there's a pretty decent live stream, and they addressed most of the things that we have heard discussed, complained about, and asked for today. So there you go. There's the breakdown. Thanks for watching. Consider liking. Consider subscribing. See you on the next video.
Guiding Critical Strike, pues también dicen difícil a veces, bueno. Lighting Critical Strike. Critical Strike. La quejita. O sea, está bien. Lo malo es que tiene el reloj muy bajo. No tiene Critical Strike Chance 11. Y Attack Speed tiene 10. ¿Cachai? Me va a quitar mucho si lo uso. Lo mismo aquí, pero es que me va a costar mucho encontrar cosas que realmente me sirven. Como lo único que vi que podría hacer es esto. Pero al final igual siento que no sirve. Me va a hacer más lento. La verdad no sé si quiero seguir realmente farmeando. Sí, lo estoy pensando. No sé si tengo ganas, la verdad. Es todo el rato lo mismo y podría estar jugando de alguna otra cosa. Le he metido 2 semanas, me quedan 2 meses todavía, pero me lo estoy pensando, la verdad, o sea, no siento que me agregue algo positivo realmente.
This Diablo 4 sorcerer build covers the entire screen in an icy blizzard. Ice spikes spawn out the ground and ice shards fly at everything. You can destroy entire packs, including elites, in seconds. You will just melt through everything. I've played every sorcerer build I can think of: lightning, fire, ice, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. I've covered a lot of them, made different build guides. But I think this is one of the most powerful and best sorcerer builds for pushing endgame content. This build would have you clearing nightmare dungeons way above your level and easily progressing deep into tier 4 content. I made an ice shard guide a while ago, as it's by far one of the strongest sorcerer mechanics, but a few people mentioned that adding blizzard is even better, so I've tried it a few times and I think I've finally got it looking really good. So let's talk about the playstyle. This works around two key mechanics: ice shards and ice spikes. So with ice shards, blizzard apply chill damage. Prolonged blizzards lead to freezing. We can also freeze with ice nova, and if we enhance ice shards will then shoot out at all these frozen enemies automatically and ricochet all around them. So by putting down the blizzards, you can freeze the whole screen and just get crazy passive damage from ice shards just going out in all directions. We then have ice spikes as like a backup for additional damage. There are aspects that allow ice spikes to rise up during the blizzards. This alone is quite weak. Blizzard is quite a weak spell on its own. Even with the ice shards, it's still a little weak. But there's also a glyph that increases the area of those ice shards. It makes them 50% bigger, which means if you summon 4 or 5 blizzards, ice spikes just rise everywhere and explode for crazy damage all around you. I've made a lot of builds that I said are really fun, but this is by far the most powerful, and it's probably the thing I'm going to use to push to 100. So let's break down the build. First up, let's talk about the aspects, because these are key to the build working. So first up the ice shard aspect. This is really important aspect of the piercing cold. Ice shards will pierce 3 to 4 times, dealing reduced damage. This helps us spread the damage massively, and it gives us that huge ricochet and AoE damage. Then you want to grab the 2 ice spike aspects. You want glacial aspect. Your blizzards form ice spikes that spawn and explode, dealing damage. This deals increased damage to frozen enemies. Because of the blizzard and frost nova, everything will be frozen. This is huge. Then you want to get aspects of the frozen tundra. This increases the radius of ice spikes by 50%. Again, this makes it so that if you've got multiple, your whole screen is just constantly going again and again and again. Both of these are legendary aspects, which does mean that you have to find the legendary and extract it or just equip it naturally. So yeah, you can't exactly farm these in a dungeon. But yeah, you just got to keep going. Hopefully you'll get them soon. So yeah, really important ones though. Then I'd go for aspects of frozen memories. This lets avalanche, which is our key passive, apply an additional time, which is going to be huge for scaling damage and mana reduction. Really important one. Then you want to go for some defensives. I really like aspects of the protector. Damage an elite enemy grants you a barrier, absorbing up to a certain amount of damage. This is really good because there's a lot of stuff that scales with barriers, and a lot of stuff gives us increased damage when we have a barrier. We will have fire barrier, we'll have ice armor, and this is like a 3rd barrier, so it's extra stuff when we're taking aspects that give us damage with a barrier. Speaking of damage with a barrier, storm swell aspects are really good. Deal more damage to vulnerable enemies with a barrier active. Really helpful. Those two go together really, really well. Then I would get prodigy's aspect. Regain mana upon using a cooldown. Really important. More mana, more blizzards, more ice shards. Aspects of control, deal more damage to frozen enemies, also really, really good. There's loads of other aspects that would work, and others that work with barriers are helpful. Frost Blitz is good for extra frost novas. Ones that increase lucky hit is really good to help with mana. But yeah, these are the ones that I would be going for as a priority. So let's talk about the enchantments. You want to enchant 2 abilities. You want to enchant Firebolt because this gives direct damage from skills, applies burning damage over 8 seconds. The burning damage itself is terrible. You don't worry about that, and you don't put the Firebolt on your bar. But this means that everything on screen will take burning damage all the time. And the reason we want that is because in the Paragon board there are certain skills. So yeah, there's certain things in the Burning Instinct tree that give us benefits for having enemies burning. So you've got like damage increase to burning enemies. You've got damage reduction from burning enemies. And because we have to use so many different Paragon boards, you can't just use the 2 ice ones and just call it a day. So if you do go into like the burning board, you pick up lots of good passives from here that really scale your damage. Damage to elites, damage to burning enemies. For just a handful of points up here and 1 enchantment, you can pick up tons of damage and damage reduction in the Paragon board. Then we go for Ice Shard. So this is huge because Ice Shards have a 40% chance to ricochet already. You also have Ice Shards piercing with your aspect. Hitting enemies 5 times in a single cast makes them vulnerable. Huge again. And then the beauty of it is Ice Shards conjure and fly towards frozen enemies. With our Blizzard and our Frost Nova, everything's going to be frozen all the time. When it comes off of frozen, it's just a matter of time before it gets frozen again. So you just have so much Ice Shards just flying off of you at all these different enemies. The damage is crazy. Now, if you're going down a more lucky hit build, you could potentially avoid taking this and move into, say, Fireball or Meteor. I've seen some people who use Meteor because you get a chance for Meteors to fall. I can definitely see that working. I don't go all in on Lucky Hit, so I just like having Fireball because it's constant, it's permanent, you'll always have it. Okay, so let's go to the skill tree. There's a lot of things to know on the skill tree, and I want to talk through different decisions you can go through here and sort of talk through the skill tree more openly about what you can do and reasons to take certain things, and then I'll talk about the build I've gone with and why. So hopefully that helps give more information rather than saying do this, do this, do this. So let's go through it from the start. First up, Fireball. You need to take Fireball because you enchant it. If you know, even if you don't enchant Fireball, you need to put 2 points in this first bit to open the second bit. So I just go for Fireball just to get through and to enchant it. Then we go for Ice Shards. This is one of your main damage dealers. It's absolutely huge, so 5 out of 5 it. If you can get any gear that gives plus ranks in Ice Shard, go for it. I've got 2 right now, which just put me on 7, but I have just found a piece that has plus 3, so I'm going to go for that and move over to that soon. But this is a really important skill, so try and get as many ranks as possible in this. There's a decision to be made here between Greater Ice Shards and Destructive Ice Shards. This is more, I would say, if you're leveling or if you're going through lots of packs, like you're farming packs, this is really, really useful because you're going to have a barrier all the time, and if enemies are treated as frozen, you'll do more damage to them. However, when you get to bosses, hitting an enemy with 5 Ice Shards makes them vulnerable. You're going to be shooting so many Ice Shards, it helps to keep the bosses vulnerable for longer. Really useful, and I'm finding it a lot helpful when you come up to big elites and bosses. Moving down, you want to go down here. Your defensives, you want them all. You really do want them all. Flame Shield, you want 1 point in Flame Shield. I've got extra in all from a piece of gear, but you want 1 point in this, enhanced for movement speed, and then this for mana reduction. Really, really helpful. The same thing when we get to Ice Armor is you want to take 1 point and then you want to take Enhanced for mana reduction. That means as you're cycling between the 2 shields, both are giving you mana reduction, which really helps to cast more blizzards and push out more damage. Then you want to go for Teleport. Again, just 1 point. You want to enhance it and then go for Shimmering for the damage reduction. Again, super useful. There is you can put some points down in here if you want. I personally don't find it that useful. In my last build, I think I took Mystical, which gives you more damage from damage to vulnerable enemies, gives barrier, but I'm going very offensive right now and pushing a lot of high nightmare dungeons, and I'm not really feeling the need for it. Onto Glass Cannon, you want to max this, 24% increased damage. I think that's because I got 4 out of 3. You want as many points as possible, but it's increased damage. Absolutely take this. I think I'd say take this on every single ice build, every single sorcerer build. So with Frost Nova, as you go down Frost Nova, you want to take Frost Nova, you want to get killing frozen enemies reduce its cooldown, and then you want to make them vulnerable. This is super important. Vulnerable damage scales so well, really important. But the thing that not everyone does is fills this to 5. But I would recommend it if you're leveling. If you're leveling, you're struggling for mana, and you can't place, say, 5 blizzards. You're struggling to get the blizzards down, and you need to freeze them more, and you're constantly waiting for this to come on cooldown. The way Frost Nova works is, I'll take some points out of here. If you put more points into Frost Nova, that cooldown comes down. So you see it's at 14 on my build. As you put more in, that comes down to 12. So if you're leveling, I'd max this. In my position now, mana's not that much of an issue, and I can pretty much just put a whole screen of blizzards down, which help freeze, and I don't feel like I need the Frost Nova that much, so I just got 1 point in there. But yeah, feel free to max this and just take points out of something else if you want to. Moving down to here, you don't really want much. I've gone Lucky Hit increased by 15% because there are certain things that give Lucky Hit increased chance to like regain mana, which is really useful. Again, this isn't that important, so you can drop points out of there and put it into here, which is probably what I'm still considering doing, but I do like the synergy with mana regen. On here, again, I'm playing very dangerous, but I would recommend taking these if you're dying a lot. This gives you damage reduction, and this gives you barrier. So, these are really good, but I'm playing this really offensively, and because you've got 3 barriers, 1 from the aspect and 2 from, your defensives, I'm really not finding myself dying that much. But if you are, then max both of these, 3 and 3. Okay, so as we come down into here, you want Blizzard. You want to max Blizzard. Do you need to max Blizzard? I would say it's good to max Blizzard for the damage. If you want to play safe, again, I'd probably put 1 point in this and fill these up. This is kind of your decision to make. If you're dying a lot, keep those full. If you're feeling really powerful, just max your damage abilities. You want to enhance it to give increased damage to frozen enemies. Huge, it's going to freeze stuff a lot. And then when it's casted over 50% mana, it's increased by 4 seconds. This is really good for just keeping maximum uptime on your blizzards. Then you want to take the passives, you want a 3 out of 3 this for more barriers, and then you want this, while you have a barrier active, you apply more chill. So this is really important because the more chill you can do, the more you can freeze enemies. And like, even the skills, every skill we have does more damage to frozen enemies. So it's super important to apply as much chill and freeze as much as possible. So this is a really good ability. I personally don't think this is worth it. It's lucky here, chance to freeze. Just rely on your Frost Nova and your chill to freeze. I wouldn't worry too much about this personally. We talked about the certain synergies we get from taking burning damage to enemies for enhancing Fireball, and this is some of them. You put 1 point into this, and then you get this. You deal 30% increased crit strike against burning enemies. If they're also immobilized, it's increased to 75%. So I'd max this. This is huge. Everything is going to be burning because of the passive. From the enchantment we have, everything's going to be burning. This is just a flat, huge crit strike bonus. Absolutely amazing. I would definitely just put 1 point in there to max that. Then you go down. You want to max this. There's no discussion here. This just gets maxed. Every single skill in here is good. Extra damage to elites, more damage to chilled enemies, more damage to frozen enemies, more damage to vulnerable enemies, and then a lucky hit one, cold damage against vulnerable has a 20% chance to grant 15 mana. So everything we talked about with lucky hit ties into this. You want to keep a base level of lucky hit because everything's going to be vulnerable. Everything's going to be vulnerable all the time. So having a base amount of lucky hit means you're constantly going to have a certain amount of passive mana regen. So it's up to you how much you want to go into lucky hit and then pick up other lucky hit things above. But just having this here, having a bit of lucky hit on your gear, means this is giving you that extra bit of mana regen. Really useful. If you want to completely bin off lucky hit and just do your own thing, you can take deep freeze. Deep freeze is pretty good because we have the ice shards that spawn on deep freeze as well. So yeah, you can take deep freeze. I personally don't like it. I feel like it slows you down too much. And then onto the key passive. You want to take lucky hit. Again, your frost skills have a 10% chance to make the next casted ice shards or blizzard consume no mana and deal 40% increased damage, doubled against vulnerable enemies. On our gear, we have an aspect which makes avalanche key passive strike twice, which means you get 2 of these. So basically, if you're playing the lucky hit and you're getting mana regen, you're getting other perks, other buffs, damage, you're also getting double free mana cast, and then 40% increased damage, doubled on vulnerable enemies. So I wasn't sure whether to show a default builder and go up to all the way to 100, but you know, I'll just say I'm not 100 yet. I'm still in the process. So I'll show you what I've got so far and talk through what I would go afterwards. So I would start by going and get the glyph, work your way up to the glyph first, and I would go for exploit. Exploit is the #1. It's probably my favorite glyph on sorcerer, to be honest. The way vulnerable damage scales and how many things we can take that benefit vulnerable damage makes the ice shard build just broken. It's so good, and this is like your #1 for making that happen. Dealing damage to vulnerable enemies increases your damage by 6 seconds up to 10%. Then you get, for everything, every dex you spend, you get extra vulnerable damage. So this is really good. So you want to take enough dex around here to get this. You can see just taking that, you get 3.3% extra vulnerable damage. So that'd be my #1. As you rank up the glyphs at the end of Nightmare Dungeons, the range on these also expands. So keep that in mind for extremely high damage. Then you want to move to the end, and I would take the the Frigid Fate. So you would take the Frigid Fate board because the legendary node is really good. Dealing cold damage to vulnerable enemies increases lucky hit by 1% for 5 seconds up to 15%. So you see where we're going here. We talk about the lucky hit so much in the skill tree. You have this. You can have up to 15% lucky hit, which is crazy high, which means you're going to get more mana regen, more of the key passive going off, and just everything just synergizes really well. So I'd go here and I'd just beeline straight up for this legendary node. That's how I'd go for it. You also get the vulnerable node along the way, which gives extra intelligence, extra vulnerable damage. I would fill out these, so just get the ones around it for vulnerable damage. I didn't bother with those, but I got the vulnerable damage ones, and then I'd make my way to the right and get the next one, 20% vulnerable damage and damage reduction from vulnerable enemies, and get the stuff around it, like vulnerable damage, damage reduction, vulnerable damage. There's some here as well. If you got the points, you can get those as well. Really useful to get those. Then I would get the node, and this node is awesome. For Blizzard, this is incredible. I recommended it on my Meteor build, and I'm using it on my Blizzard build as well. Adept. So the beauty here is your mastery skill damage is increased by the things around it, right? So if you purchase intelligence all around it, and there's a few intelligence ones around here as well, so you can grab those, and that can increase mastery damage. So your Blizzard does more damage. But the main thing here is if you hit that intelligence bonus, it has a 20% increased area. So your blizzards are bigger. So if you want to fill the screen, instead of casting like 6 or 7, you might only have to cast 4. So this is really useful, and I would definitely get this glyph almost as soon as possible. And then, you know, there's other things you can get around here, but I would start working left and right. You've already got to here. I'd start breaking out left and right. On the left, I would go for Icefall. killing a frozen enemy grants you 15% of your life as a barrier. I'd start working that's what I'm doing next, working my way up there to get to this. The things around it aren't great. There's cold damage. I think there's another cold damage, damage to chilled enemies, damage to chilled enemies. So there's a lot of things you can do. You probably work your way up to that, get that, and then get some of the chilled damage ones and get the glyph. In the glyph, you'd probably go for like control or territorial, so damage to close enemies. I would focus on the right side first. I would get the burning one, the burning instincts. Yeah, burning instincts. You don't want the legendary node. That's kind of bad. But you want all of the passive nodes. So you've got 10% damage to burning enemies, and then another 10% if you get to a certain willpower. You've got down here, damage reduction from burning enemies. Up here, damage reduction from burning damage reduction from elites, and then more damage reduction from elites if you hit the intelligence goal. Down here, damage to burning enemies, damage to elites. 16% is a lot. And then an extra 10% if you hit the willpower. They're all just really, really good. They're all just good. I wouldn't head up here. I just get all the stuff down here, get the legendary glyph. You can rotate it to look like this. And then in here, I like destruction. It's crit. We saw crit in the skill tree. Crit works really well, and it's just good. I haven't really finished this bit here, but yeah, that's what I'd go for next. And then once you've done all of this, you're gonna be 80 plus by the time you've done this. But once you've got everything, I would probably head north here. I'd probably head north here and get. You kind of got the main ones now, so I wouldn't worry too much about what you go for next. You could go for Searing Heat, which has some pretty good stuff against burning enemies, like damage reduction against burning enemies. But you don't care about the fire damage. You could go into Enchantment Master, which makes your enchantments 20% stronger. That's fairly useful, but it's not amazing on this build. But there's a lot of good stuff here. There's intelligence, non-physical damage. I think there's some damage to elite. So there's some good perks to get in here. But yeah, you've kind of got the main ones, and I'd probably personally going to spend more points just filling out these boards because there's so many like non-passives, like things like here, cold damage, chill application, cold damage. That's 5 points there. Again, around here, damage to elites, damage to chill enemies. I'd probably go for that. I'd probably spend a lot of time filling out these boards before I put on a, what would be, 5th board. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Maybe when I'm 90 plus, I'll make another video and be able to give you more information. But I'm not too concerned about getting the next board just yet. Okay, let's talk about uniques. So, unlike say a druid build, the build doesn't live or die based on your uniques. You can play this level 50, around level 50 probably, without any uniques and still be fine. But there are some that make it really, really good. So, number one I would look for is Ice Heart Brace. This is amazing. Enemies that die while frozen have a % chance to unleash a Frost Nova. Frost Nova will make enemies vulnerable. It will freeze enemies. So this, because so many like small trash will die so fast, this will re-trigger freeze, re-trigger things like that really fast. It also comes with freeze duration, damage to frozen enemies, intelligence, just as a baseline. So yeah, really, really helpful. I'm a big, big fan of this unique. Another unique which works really well is Raiment of the Infinite. This is probably the most versatile unique that works in every single sorcerer build. It's just so good. After you teleport, close enemies are pulled to you and stunned for 2.5 seconds. The teleport's cooldown is increased by 20%. It's huge. It's huge. If you've got a big pack of elites, you teleport into the middle of them, they all get sucked in, you frost over them, and then your ice shards just start flying out and ricocheting. It just works really, really well. Another one I've started using, which I'm personally still on the fence about, is the Penitent Greaves. I'm not sure if having a different, just a normal yellow and sticking a legendary aspect on it would work better than this. I'm still on the fence, but I'm really enjoying it so far. You leave behind a trail of frost that chills enemies, and you deal more damage to chilled enemies. It feels like it should work. This is a chill build, but I don't know if this trail of frost is good enough to hold out on its own. So, yeah, I'd say if you've got it, try it. I'm enjoying it so far, but I'm not sure if I just enjoy the aesthetic of it and the movement speed. If you've got a better pair of feet that work with a really good aspect on, I'd just go with that. But yeah, these consider it. Onto the gear, I would be looking for pretty much, if you've watched this far along, everything we'd look for in the skill tree. You'll see certain synergies. You'll see crit strike, you'll see lucky hit, you'll see cooldown reduction. There's lots of things that synergize really well with this build, and that's what I'd look for on the gear. So, lucky hit chance where you have a barrier active. Barriers will have almost 100% uptime. Cooldown reduction will help give those barriers 100% uptime, and will also help with all the buffs that come from having a barrier. Ranks of Ice Shard is something I would get as a priority. Ranks of Ice Shard and Ranks of Blizzard, those two are really, really good. Anything that gives you damage would be really good. So, damage to vulnerable enemies, you see I've got 27% there. Damage to frozen enemies is again really, really good. You can also get synergies from burning as well. So if you get anything that's like damage to burning enemies or damage reduction from enemies that are burning, that's super useful because again, everything's going to be burning because of the enchantment we took. and then crit. And then on the gems, you want to take the rubies in your armor, 4%, a percent of max life increase, and then you want to take the emeralds in your weapons, which gives crit strike damage to vulnerable enemy, perfect, and then skulls in the accessories for armor. And that's it. That's the build. That's it. That's everything. I still need to make some improvements on my gear, but I'm pretty happy with where it is for now. But yeah, that's it. That's the video. I really hope you like this build. This is the strongest I've ever felt on Sorcerer, and I'm having so much fun pushing really high keys with it. So I hope it works for you. That's the video. Take care. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Okay, now, if you're tired of using the same old ice shards like the other 64% of sorcerers, then good. Because today I'm going to be showing you what I think could be the new meta for sorcerers by ascending you into a literal god state with this Super Saiyan Lightning Swarm build. This is an up-close and personal sorcerer build that heads right into the fray, activating unstable currents and arc lashing to swarm your enemies with as many lightning spears as possible to ascend Conjuration Mastery to Super Saiyan levels. You teleport and evade around the battlefield, picking up crackling energy, and while all this is happening, you are practically immortal since you will be spamming your cooldowns almost as fast as you can press them, making you a literal god. And the biggest kicker, you actually have no core skill. So if you're ready to dominate with a super shocking sorcerer build, get ready, because I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do it. By the way, if you want a full written description of this build, you can check the link in the description below to head on over to Mobilytic to get a full in-depth guide on this build start to finish. This also includes the brand new integration of the Paragon board embedded into their website as well. Now, without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. Starting things off with our ability loadouts. Now, the core of this build is going to be our very first ability, and that's going to be Arc Lash. It's going to put us in melee range, but that's honestly where we're going to be the most dangerous. We're going to also be picking up Glinting Arc Lash for the cooldown reduction when we damage a stunned enemy with this ability. After that, we're going to move into taking some more defensive talents to prioritize improving our survivability to be able to go on about our regular rotation. With that, we're going to pick up Flame Shield for the immunity on the Unstoppable, as well as the Shimmering Flame Shield enhancement for healing because mana is never a problem for this build. Next up, we're going to be taking Teleport with the Shimmering Teleport for the damage reduction, as well as mobility, Frost Nova for the AoE crowd control and vulnerability application against enemies, and Ice Armor. It's important to note that for Ice Armor, you actually don't even need to invest skill points into it, and the way you're going to use it is by getting extra talent points from your equipment for free. And for our last ability, we're going to be taking Unstable Currents, which is what makes all of this even possible. By activating this, it allows us to spam Arc Lash as much as we can and cast a random core, conjuration, or mastery shock skill at random, bringing us incredible DPS and attack speed. And finally, for our capstone talent, we're going to be taking Overflowing Energy. This capstone works perfect for this build for bringing us additional crackling energy damage, as well as a massive cooldown reduction for our build, which is a core in making us immortal, as well as dealing incredible DPS by summoning all of our lightning spells active with unstable currents. So finally, to look at your skills loadout, it's going to be Arc Lash, Frost Nova, Ice Armor, Flame Shield, Teleport, and Unstable Currents. This build is all about getting up close and personal and being a true battle mage, dealing consistent DPS while giving you the ability to spam your defensive cooldowns almost as fast as you could press them, bringing you great survivability, ascending you into a god state. Moving on to our passives, first we're going to be taking Glass Cannon for the big 18% damage increase, Conjuration Mastery for the extra damage from summoning our Lightning Spears as well as Ice Blades, Protection to give us massive defensive capabilities because we are spamming our 4 defensive abilities on our bar, and Devouring Blaze to deal 30% additional critical strike damage to enemies that are going to be burning from our Firebolt passive. Lastly, for our talents, we're going to be picking up Electrocution for the damage reduction against enemies that are critically struck by our shock spells, and Static Discharge for the lucky hit chance to form additional crackling energies. For our enhancement passives, we're going to be taking Firebolt for the burn debuff, as well as Ice Blades to summon what feels like an army of Ice Blades that help reduce our cooldowns even more to keep us dealing even more damage, as well as our survivability as high as it can be. Lastly, with our remaining talents, we're going to be investing them into our actual shock skills throughout our talent tree to amplify them as much as we can, because we are going to be casting them during our Unstable Current ultimate ability window. With that, we're going to be taking Destructive Chain Lightning for the chance at additional crackling energy, Destructive Charge Bolts to reduce the enemy's damage by 20% when they're hit by charge bolts, Invoke the Lightning Spear to stun enemies that get critically struck by Lightning Spear for 2 seconds, Wizard's Ball of Lightning to summon even more crackling energy as well. Now, moving on to Legendary Aspect, it's very important to know that this build does require a couple of aspects to actually perform very well. But in general, we're going to be focusing on aspects and gear that boost our Unstable Current windows, Lightning Spear, and attack speed. With that, we're going to be taking the Rapids aspect for the increased attack speed on our basic attack, the aspect of Splintering Energy to summon additional Lightning Spears, and to bring a big boost to our Unstable Currents, we're going to be picking up the aspect of Overwhelming Currents at a chance to spawn additional shock spells. And also the Stable aspect for a percentage chance to cast a shock spell while Unstable Currents is not even active. After that, we're going to be taking the aspect of Fortune to
I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare that. I'm not ready yet.
Well, I would like that.
Not while I'm in town.
You think you're...
Did you think...
You...
Fire! Let's get out of here! Wayland, Utah. Bill...
Did you guys?
Blizzard adjusts the level of nightmare mobs so by 1. So now -50 is optimal. No. I think in Sacred Sigils it's -50 and in Ancestral it's -51. But I mean generally just go with 50, you know, it's like just easier to calculate. Just go with -50. The monsters are not like really noticeably harder on this one level. It's only if like really struggling.
You don't feel that the game becomes very repetitive and that you only spend 12 hours just looking for objects and just uploading cough.
And gear up a bit first and stuff. Best solo dungeon is Uldra's Cave. What do we want to pick up here actually? I think we unspec'd some points on one of our glyphs, right? I think I'm gonna pick up armor though, my damage is more than fine. Where the fuck is the last thing, man? What? How's it all the way down there? Channel drops region locked. No. I just heard from some people that it doesn't progress. I'm not sure why. Maybe you have to claim it first and then like, the next one starts, or maybe it's just like a display bug.
It becomes very repetitive in that you only spend 12 hours just looking for objects and only uploading to glyph.
Look, if I look at him, you see? He did like 20% of my life or something. But when he backstabs, man, he almost one-shots me. The Rock, man. Backstabbing. Be careful with the Rock, guys. I wonder what else can backstab, like Lightning Storm? Is the Lightning Storm backstabbing you if you don't look at it? I know that molten explosions can, or what I call it, explosive or fiery enchanted. Which one is that? The explosions, they can backstab you if you don't look at them. But I wonder if you have to look at the explosion or if you have to look at like basically the monster where it died. I guess it's kind of the same thing, right? What about like lightning obelisks? Do you have to look at the monster that spawned lightning obelisks, or do you have to look at the obelisk that hits me? I wonder if it has like some kind of logic where it determines where the projectile came from instead of where the monster is when you look at them. Oh, nice. Canals. I don't feel the game becomes very repetitive and you only spend 12 hours just looking for objects and only uploading the glyphs. Uploading the glyph? What do you mean spending 12 hours for objects? I mean, the game is relatively repetitive, but I mean, that's kind of what you sign up for by playing an ARPG. Now we just wait until they make more cool content, you know?
I'm not ready yet.
Where's the thing? Yeah. A transfer from crossbow to bow. I don't think we should have that. I agree, bow looks much cooler and I'm a big bow enjoyer. I think they should make bow a viable option and then you can use a bow. That would be good. I do not think we need transmog from one weapon type to the other. I mean, this doesn't even make sense because they have different stats. You know, bows are much faster, for example, than crossbows and stuff like that, so I don't think there should be a cross-transmog option between item types. You know, this is not WoW, where nothing matters. I'm not bashing WoW. I really like WoW. I played WoW more than any other game in my life. But the fact that you can transmog weapons from, you know, one type to another does not make sense in Diablo 4.
Leveling up the glyphs. I hope they do something that improves the game because this is happening to me. I have 400 hours of games in Diablo 4 and more than 1,000 hours in Diablo 3 and more than 1,000 hours in Diablo 2 and about 500 hours in Diablo, and I hope that when the seasons arrive the game will not be empty.
I will probably roll at some point. I've not really done it yet though. I could though. Thanks Mazar and Christoph. Which non-rogue build I'm looking forward to playing the most? Oh man, there's actually lots of builds I want to try. Lots of stuff on Druid. Some stuff on Sork as well. Or Lightning maybe. I hope they make the Meteor build good. Meteor seems undertuned. I hope the game will not be empty. I mean, that's what they said, you know, they want to like really focus on delivering big content updates at the seasons and stuff, so that's what I said, like, you know, this is gonna like enrich the game, right? And right now you have like a good baseline, and now they need to go from there. You know, they can like beef out Nightmare Dungeons, they can make like some other content. You know, like we'll see what the seasonal content will bring, right? So it might give you like some extra activity to do, right? Besides dungeons and besides Helltide and besides PvP, maybe there's like, you know, a fourth activity now that you can do. And then, you know, season 2 has like a 5th one, and then season 3 has a 6th one, and suddenly you have like a ton of different things to do and different things to grind that, you know, just like make it less monotonous, basically.
I need time to prepare that.
Find borrow status. Gold does not pass on to new season characters.
I'm not ready yet.
I want to play Leap, Quake, Kick, Bard. I mean, there's definitely some really funny stuff you can do on Bard. Even if it's not like as effective as some of the top builds, but I'm definitely also excited to try like some of the funny, weird builds at some point.
I need time to prepare that.
Right now I have no plans for softcore. I will make softcore rogue in season 1 probably, to make a PvP and a group play character. But for now I guess we're gonna stick only to hardcore pre-season 1. We'll see. If the servers are wonky again, I might like slowly develop my rogue, but I mean, I don't expect the servers to be like wonky long enough for my rogue to ever get anywhere.
I need time.
I do have to get the altars and the exploration done though on softcore, because I haven't done it yet, and that carries over to seasons, so I need to make sure I have that ready. So at least at some point I'm gonna have to take like a day or so to do that. I will play Necromancer. I'll play all classes. I want to get all classes to 100 before season 1, if I can. What is carrying to seasons? The campaign completion, the mounts, all the altars, including the renown, and all the exploration, including the renown. So you start season 1 with like renown 2 in every single region probably. So you get 5 skill points on level 1, you get the 5 potion slots. It's gonna feel real good actually to level from that, and then you just do like a little bit more extra renown as you level up. You get your second skill point everywhere, and you're blasting. You basically have like twink leveling almost, because you're gonna be so powerful. If you die in a character, will that carry over? I don't know. I mean, it's like a new technology they're introducing there, so it may not save your dead character's progress. So I think I'm gonna be on the safe side, and in case I rip on my main character or something, I'll just like make a fresh character and take like a few hours and just like explore the entire world and get all the altars, and that's it basically. Right before season 1 starts.
I'm not ready yet.
Because I don't know if your character is dead. It may bug out, or it may not be implemented or something. So yeah, we'll see. Worst case, like last day before season 1 is gonna do that. It shouldn't take too long, it's just like ride around the entire world once and collect the altars. That's probably like a 2-hour thing. And you're done. So it's fine.
I'm not ready yet.
Well, you don't have to do the others again, that's exactly what I'm saying. It carries over to season. I just don't know if a dead character's progress will carry over. It may or it may not, so who knows. I mean, I can ask them to clarify that would be good. Maybe I get an answer.
I'm not ready yet.
It's a very green health bar. Holy. Green Spring, thank you, man. So many pen shot, nightmare, dungeon, push variants of significant difference in detail popping up every day.
I need time to prepare.
I have no idea what other people are doing. So, I think the best way to push is poison imbue, cold imbue. Dash, forceful arrow, pen shot, dark shroud. Or maybe instead of dark shroud you can rely on Umbrus and rainbow smoke grenade. It's also an option, I guess.
I need time to prepare.
Or poison trap. I think poison trap might be a really good idea as well. So you can deal with suppressors and stuff a bit more easily. Maybe this is good.
To prepare that.
I need more time. Juega Diablo 4 en Xbox Series X.
There's a comment on the thing that habits of enchanting where they always basically reroll the same stuff. No. But I have my video about it and maybe they've seen it, but maybe you can also like directly bug report that.
I'm not ready yet.
Can I lose the Paragon points you already paid for? You will? You mean the renown Paragon points? Yeah, they're gone.
I need time to prepare that.
I already got such high attack speed. That's not super high. I mean, I have attack speed roll on my glove and I have accelerating aspect and that's it. Nothing special here.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I've already had crit. 300 vulnerable, 220 crit damage. And the glyph's not showing up at the moment. Yeah, it's that time of the day again.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
Seems like the Death Trap pulls them out of stealth. And hits them.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Things showing up. I guess not.
I need time.
Should we do an ancient lament? Resource burn, I don't think so. A prison, we can do a prison.
I need more
What is
time.
harder, 9100 or Uber Lilith? I mean, they require certain different things from you. I mean, Uber Lilith is a scripted fight, you can learn it. Nightmare Dungeon 100 is like a lot more about general game knowledge, and also it's easier to die. I think 100 is harder. Just yeah, I think it's like Knife and Dungeon 100, you know, you have like many different dungeons, you have to learn the monsters, you have to learn how to play around the elite affixes, you have to learn how to play around the boss, yeah, you know, you have to learn how to survive in general. There's like RNG in there with the affixes, so there's a lot more stuff going on in dungeons, and also like a lot longer, you know. Like a little fight is over in like 5 minutes. Nightmare Dungeon 100 is like, you know, half an hour. So hey Katze. He has 4 champions. What's going on? The most idea and strongest build on the rogue. Who knows? It may have not been discovered. Halt, package. This is tier 49 I'm doing right now. Not star 103 here. Yeah, I mean, Twisting Blades is the overall best that we know right now on the rogue. Like various variations of it. The thing is that it just has like the general like fastest like ability, so to say. Like you hit something, you run, everything behind you dies.
I just want to know your opinion. I need more time.
I don't understand the question really. I mean, what do you think of people that play 2 hours a day? I mean, these are just most of the people playing the game, or playing any game for that matter. You know, almost everyone is a casual. That's how it works. And well, the game is designed to also be enjoyed by those people. So that's great. And I make guides also targeted at such people. Because, well, these are people that need guides most of the time. So I just try to like help everyone so that they can progress faster and get their goals done that they want to do, especially with those people that have like time constraints.
I'm not ready yet.
but I mean, people understand that, you know, some people have more and less time to play, and this is how it is. There's no problem with that.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, I get to play and enjoy the game more, I get to experiment more, I get to make more mistakes every once. A lot of people don't have the luxury. So, if, for example, they look at the guys. So they have like a good time when they play. There's actually like a whole corner that I haven't even explored there. Thanks, make me Luam. Do I drink alcohol? Well, not really. It slows you down. Usually I'm speedrunning. There's Lament. Here's one. There's a conclave, that's okay. 2 conclaves. I have holidays planned with the sub money. No, right now I'm just saving and blasting. I might actually take like 1 or 2 days off early July, but that's about it. Damage reduction on close and life. This could be a pair of pants actually. Not terrible. Kind of similar damage reduction. It close is a bit lower, I guess. But you can roll another one. This is not bad, at least. It also has almost comparable life. Put this here. Put this here. Put those here. My friend had no head item as a necromancer for like 30 levels. But I mean, helms start dropping at like 10 or 15 or something. So maybe he's had like a really weird unlucky streak. Shot is weak versus single targets. That is correct.
There's me right there, and all right, here we go. What the fuck is this? What? Is this Pokemon's? I think this is Pokemon's. Okay, I recognize one.
The ideal detective duo. Luigi's Mansion.
Prowess is all that stands between riches and certain death. This adaptation of the hit board game features turn-based card battles with RPG elements. Unleash deadly combos and bring doom upon your foes. But beware, exhaustion is close at hand. Choose from 17 different mercenaries, brave over 260 grueling missions, for nerds, and master over 1,000 abilities.
This is a nerd
Own your
game.
deck, set up synergies, and gain every advantage to survive.
You must lift T16's first back and
I can't watch.
The dominant.
As the Phoenix. What about Jill and Torgal? Jill is the younger girl. Save data, transferring data back to main game. Back. Okay, sounds good. Continue road game, okay. Okay. Alrighty, gentlemen. This is going to be a game I've been anticipating for over 1 year. This is the first Final Fantasy series game that I have ever played with the intention of finishing. Besides Final Fantasy 14. I know that you guys might not believe that, but I did actually intend on finishing that game eventually. But here we are again. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. I'm ready. Claiming redeemable items. Oh yeah, I got some bonus shit. Put the camera down a little more? Well, I think this should be fine. This is he wakes up after his brother, after he tried to save his brother. And his mother left him to die. Maybe? Maybe not, I don't know. That was like the last scene. No, it's not. It's not, never mind. No, this is 13 years later, I guess. Fuck off! Meteorite crafting, okay. See ya. Uh-oh. Oh, this is where Loras comes in. That's what it's gotta be. Oh shit. Oh shit, there he is. Yep.
This way.
Damn.
Bloody wings.
And he brought the dog.
Bedchamber.
Okay.
Aye, someone's got the op.
Oh, this is the thing from the fucking video.
Where he stops, no one knows.
Where he stops, no one knows. I think I've got an idea. Ooh, wait, what? I missed?
Not if we kill him.
Yo, fuck that, man. Oh, he did the tail thing. I didn't know that could happen.
Get him.
Level 1.
You can thank
Big
me
dick.
later.
And then we're gonna upgrade bronze sword to level 2. Big dick.
Yeah, that should do you.
Okay.
That it?
That's really good then. Do I have it equipped though? Items. Or does it show my You're in icons? Okay. I see. I see. Okay, I got it now. Alright. Let's make for great wood. Oh, it's a chocobo.
That's a good girl. Hungry, are you?
Open world map, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so where do I need
It's
to go?
round
Well, I'll
robin,
just go over
Tactone.
there.
You're gonna go against everyone once.
How's the casting been? You guys holding it down up there?
By the way, it's
I'm having a
storming in
blast,
my
dude. The
area.
last game was
My power might just
crazy.
get knocked out.
There's
I'm
some
not
crazy
sure.
gamers out here.
Casting has been
Just letting you guys
at
know.
the very beginning, kind of like just like, oh my god, let's follow E-Rob, haha. He's
Yeah, I
losing
could get hit by
everything.
lightning.
And it got so bad it became boring.
That would be pretty cool.
Bastard blood flies everywhere.
I told you we should have taken the Crystal Road.
And I told you that we're outlaws. You want every bounty hunter in Storm harrying us from here?
Is Clive a dominant, seeing how you can
To the
use
Holy
Phoenix
Capital.
combos?
Besides,
I'm not
what's
sure.
wrong with a shortcut through nature's
Yeah, that part is
splendor?
confusing to me, if you want me to be honest. He's still blessed. Yeah, it's like he's like a half and half or something.
We'll be back in Imperial land soon. All right.
He's granted powers by Joshua. Okay.
Sounds like it.
Hey everyone, it's Graphic back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of our different rares that we have equipped on our rogue, and we're going to try to upgrade them or change them with the Occultist and imprint an aspect to make them legendary. So the first that we're going to really kind of take a look at, the first weapon, is going to be this rare dagger, right? So it's a 305 item power, but that part doesn't really matter. The big part is the Codex of Power. So to equip these or get these codexes, you're going to actually need to do the dungeons around the area. So if we take a look at our map, we're going to be able to see a couple of different dungeons when we look in. We can see here the Immortal Emanation, and this is going to give us a Druid-only aspect. We can also see some others as well. So a Necromancer only. We have a couple other dungeons like this one, a Druid only. This one has a Barbarian only. But we did a few different aspect dungeons, and today we are going to show you guys how to add them to your weapons and make a quick legendary. So first off, the Rare Dagger. Let's put it straight in on the imprint aspect spot. Let's use the Codex of Power. What are we going to want to actually add to this? Probably the Flurry damages enemies in a circle around you and deals 8% increased damage. So let's click that one, and here we are going to be able to see the item preview. This is going to be basically the preview. It shows you what you can get based on the aspect you're putting on your rare item. So we can imprint this aspect for about 11,000 or 12,000 gold. Let's do exactly that. By the way, imprinting this item will override its existing power. This cannot be undone. Are you sure you want to proceed? Absolutely. So there we go. We have now another legendary. And this one, the one we just did, imprinted Flurry, damaging enemies in a circle around you, deals 8% increased damage. So very, very nice to have. And for my Flurry build specifically, that, by the way, if you don't know, I do have a video on previously that goes over this build, but this is going to definitely help quite a bit with that build. So huge to get that aspect on our weapon. And you can actually see here as well, when you go to the codex, you can hit show my class only, and this will be all of the available aspects for your specific class. So there's some other ones that we could upgrade to as well. Here we have the damaging an elite enemy grants you a barrier, absorbing up to 315 damage for 10 seconds. So if we click that, we can actually implant this aspect on a certain amount of pieces of gear. So you can see here, we could put it on our helmet, we could put this on our chest piece, pants piece, or even our amulet. So we are going to do it on another rare. So if we actually take a look here, the chest piece, 347 item power. We have a couple other pieces as well, but let's put it on this chest piece real quick. So 12,000 gold it's going to cost us, and as well as 10, or, you know, we have 20 veiled crystals. It's going to cost us 10 of them. So let's do exactly that, imprint this, and there we have it. A legendary piece of chest armor. This one going to be giving us the imprinted version of damaging an elite enemy, granting you a barrier, absorbing up to 315 damage for 10 seconds. This effect can only happen once every 30 seconds. So that's how you upgrade rare to legendary pieces of gear or armor or weapons very, very quickly with using gold to your advantage. So you can also do an extract aspect. So let's say I want this, what we have here on these boots, which automatically drops a smoke grenade at the end of the dash. We can actually put these straight up into the aspect preview, and we can extract the aspect for 15,000 gold. It would give us this aspect preview, and we could use this on helmets, chest armors, boots, gloves, and amulets. By the way, if you put it on amulet, it increases the power by 50%, it says, so that's a pretty cool idea as well. We can also craft sigils over here with the occultist, and we're not going to do much of this right now, but I want to show you that you can definitely craft sigils using him. This is going to be nightmare sigils, and it is used to transform a dungeon into a nightmare dungeon. This crafting creates that nightmare sigil of tier of 1 to 5, 6 to 10, depending on what you do. So very, very cool, obviously requiring world tier 3 up to 20, and then world tier 4 up to 100. Next up, we have the salvage sigil. So if you have sigils in your inventory, which during the beta you would not have that, but you can salvage sacred, ancestral, and of course all your sigils as well. Next up, last but not least, we have the enchant item. Add an item to the slot and select an affix to replace. So if I want, I can actually select a specific affix to replace on any of these weapons pieces. So all we need is a Fiend Rose, which is exceptionally hard to find herb, found during the Helltide when Sanctuary gives ways to Hell's influence. So right now we're probably not going to find many of these, if at all. I don't believe we actually are able to in the beta. But then we also have the Veiled Crystals, and you can enchant and actually select any of these that you want to change and start rolling for new pieces. If you haven't done this in Diablo 3, it does seem like it's very, very similar. So it's a very, very cool thing to know what the Occultist all does, and it's a very easy way to basically upgrade rares to legendaries using these aspects that you can, like I said, find around the map and do by, you know, completing these dungeons. So definitely do these dungeons that mean the most to your class and take advantage of them early on in your really Diablo 4 experience, because they are going to continue to help you throughout by just being able to, like I said, upgrade those rares to legendaries. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on. I'll see you guys all in the next one.
That
Mr.
there is a
Dog.
fine hound. Soon took to hunting. Fearless as you like.
It's good to have you back, Torgal.
Now, we don't want to be caught in the forest after nightfall.
I suppose not.
Alright, let's do it. Farming embers. Torgal has joined the party. Oh, he can heal me. Holy shit.
I'm not ready yet.
Did I mention there'd be deadly beasts? There'll be deadly beasts. Nothing
I
strange
wish I
as
could
that
put him
can't
on
handle.
autoplay, but I feel like if I do that, everybody's gonna get mad.
You're welcome.
I can't do it.
For your shortcut.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay. And this is where those raptors are, right? Because I remember seeing this. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they're friendly like
Wait,
Torgal.
Worgen?
Oh, maybe they're not.
Oh, that was. Oh, I tried to hit my own dog. That's the wrong dog. Bitch ass. Oh. Okay. Damn, bitch. Okay. Yeah, I tried to hit my own dog. I feel bad for that, but it is what it is.
We still have a way to go.
Okay. I got all the loot, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Let's go.
I'm not ready yet.
Nobody cares. Micromanaging Torgal's not important. Yeah, I might do that.
I'm not ready.
What the fuck? That's a bearded dragon.
What in good Gringer's name is he doing this far south?
Looking for food. No more wolves where he's from. The north was one of the first parts of Storm to fall to the Blight. I'm not ready.
Sod. I'd invite him over for a cup of tea if I didn't think he'd eat the dog.
He's pissed. Okay, let's go.
Let's try and stay out of its path.
Oh shit.
Remember when I said there'd be deadly beasts? Well, the shrubs of these parts aren't much better.
And you only think to mention this now.
Shit! I missed. Okay, kill this dude. Boom, bitch. That's right. That's right. Level up again. Ooh, level up. That's good. That's 50 more health.
Well, that's the undergrowth sorted. I'll take you from here.
I need time to prepare.
Nice. Okay, I'm looking around. Did I miss anything? No. TV good. What's this? Oh, we're right. I need that.
I need time to prepare.
Okay. That's easy. Oh shit.
After you.
Thank you kindly.
I'm not ready.
Easiest game in my life.
The ruins. They're everywhere, aren't they?
Oh shit.
Some say there was a time they blocked out the stars.
I'm not ready yet.
Down was the only way left for them to go. There's probably a lesson to be learned from that. But it can wait. Come on.
Okay.
I need time to prepare.
Is there satellites? Yeah.
Mind your head.
Yeah, the world.
esta es la PlayStation 5, la última consola de Sony, la más potente, donde vas a poder jugar GTA 6. Pero, ¿sabían que se puede hackear? De hecho, hoy vamos a hackear una Play 5. Vamos a ver todo el proceso del hackeo. Y sí, vamos a ver cómo es que se hackea una consola. Ya les mostré cómo hackear una PC, a tu profesor, una Play 2, pero la consola más deseada por todo el mundo. ¿Cómo es que se puede hackear? Comencemos desde el principio. ¿Para qué se hackea una consola? Es simple, para tener juegos gratis o más baratos. Esta es la razón más importante del hackeo a las consolas a lo largo de los años. Los precios de los juegos disminuyen hasta el punto de ser gratis en una consola hackeada. Si me lo pones así, claramente quiero hackear mi PlayStation 5 y jugar al GTA 6 gratis. Pero lo que también quiero hacer es mostrarles el sponsor de este video. Les quiero contar que estuve probando una pequeña cosa nueva para grabar este video. Muchas de las tomas las grabé desde mi celular, y para poder pasar los archivos del celular a la PC haciendo un proceso fácil y rápido, usé DR Phone. Este es un programa de Wondershare, y como ven acá, conecté mi celular a mi PC y abrí su aplicación. Después me creé una cuenta y finalmente lo conecté a la PC. Adentro de mi PC me había saltado una notificación como para conectarme al celular, y después ya tenía muchas cosas para usar. Opciones de desbloquear, transferir datos, copia de seguridad y muchas. Así que si te interesa hacer lo mismo que hice yo, tenés los links en la descripción. Podés ir a descargarlo totalmente gratis en su página. Gracias a Wondershare por patrocinar este video y sigamos. Pero, a ver, no existe solo una forma de hackear, existen miles. A lo largo de la historia de las consolas, Sony estuvo intentando crear el mejor sistema anti-hackeo, pero claramente no sirvió de nada, porque todo gordo vivido pudo hackear la consola. Desde la Play 1 hasta la Play 5 fueron todas hackeadas. La más popular en todas estas siendo la Play 2. Y ojo, ya le hicimos un video. Pero, a ver, en las primeras consolas de la marca se optaba por un hackeo mucho más simple: usar chips. El hackear una consola usando un chip era algo totalmente normal hasta hace 10 años. Y es que, a ver, de esa forma no había ninguna clase de falla. Es que podías hackear una consola si sabías soldar y si sabías qué chip tenías que comprar. Otra cosa que se usaba, por ejemplo, en esa época era abrir la bandeja muy rápido y sacar tu disco original, pero reemplazarlo por otro pirata. Sí, por ejemplo, así podías hackear una PlayStation 2. Así de fácil. La gente que se dedicaba a hacer eso hace unos años, hoy en día se pasa Minecraft en speedrun. No tengo pruebas, pero tampoco dudas. Este método se lo conocía como swap trick. Pero claro, en todas las consolas viejas de la marca, o en realidad en toda consola vieja, se optaba por un hackeo físico. O sea, un hackeo con hardware, de que si cambiar los discos, instalarle un chip, lo que sea. Pero cuando se comenzó a cambiar fue la era de la PlayStation 3, cuando, claro, la competencia era una Xbox 360 y muchísima gente tenía esta misma consola flasheada, la cual en realidad también la podías tener chipeada. Yo tenía una Xbox 360 chipeada, pero claro, en esa época todo lo que era hackear una consola con hardware se estaba dejando de usar y se estaba comenzando a usar el software. Podías comenzar a hackear una consola con un pendrive, un disco o simplemente descargando algo de internet. Y sí, esto se lo conoce como exploits de software, donde básicamente agarran algunas vulnerabilidades del sistema operativo y así se aprovechan para poder entrar e instalar un hack. A ver, es básicamente como instalarle un virus a Windows, pero en este caso le instalas un virus a la Play, la cual hace que la libere. El tema que, claro, algo que le jodió muchísimo la ciberseguridad de sus consolas a la marca azul fue el internet, ya que el tener acceso a internet como una herramienta común en las últimas consolas de PlayStation hizo que hackearla fuese mucho más rápido y fácil. Acá pueden ver un simple ejemplo donde básicamente lo que se hace es usar un pendrive, el cual anteriormente se le metió un archivo para hackear la consola, y luego ya dentro de la misma consola lo que se hace es acceder a una página en donde se termina descargando un programa que terminaba en un jailbreak a la consola. Y como este, existen muchos, y para muchas versiones. A ver, si tenés la versión 9.0.0, tenías un tipo de hackeo para usar, tenías la versión 10.5, tenías otra, y básicamente por cada versión que iba actualizando Sony, se iba creando un método de hackeo diferente con Jailbreak. La verdad es que los hackers en los últimos años con la Play 4 se la vivieron demasiado. Pero ahora entremos en el hackeo de la Play 5. La PlayStation 5 es una consola que salió hace ya casi 3 años y hackearla parece algo imposible. Pero hey, en el mundo existe mucha gente vivida y sí, lograron hackear la PlayStation 5. Existen casos en los que lograron cosas pequeñas y luego otras personas lograron cosas enormes hackeando la consola. Y les vengo a contar el hackeo más grande que se le hizo a la PlayStation 5 y por qué no estamos tan lejos de poder usar una Play 5 pirata. O eso espero. A ver, los juegos están muy caros, ojalá la chipeen. Este hackeo lo hizo un modder llamado Lance McDonald, el cual encontró una vulnerabilidad en una cierta versión de la PlayStation 5 en octubre del año pasado. Más específicamente, lo hizo en la versión 4.03 y ahí mismo pudo instalar un juego, por decirlo de alguna manera. Este era el PT, la versión de prueba de este juego de terror sacado hace años y que hoy no está disponible en la consola. O sea que el juego que instaló no era de la PlayStation 5, era un juego de la anterior consola, la PlayStation 4. Lo que hizo el pibe McDonald fue instalar un jailbreak en la consola, el cual le permitía instalar este juego. Acá pueden ver un pequeñito video el cual él publicó en Twitter y donde básicamente muestra cómo instalar el jailbreak en la consola y luego, ya hecho eso mismo, pasa a instalar el juego en la consola. Pudo hackear la PlayStation 5 e instalar un juego pirata, así que ¿vamos a poder jugar al GTA 6 pirata? No. Esperen un poco. Aunque haya mucha gente haciendo esto mismo, hackeando la consola, Sony también se la vive demasiado para mejorar la ciberseguridad de esta consola, por lo que en todo este proceso solamente podía instalarse el juego, no podía ejecutarse. O sea que el jailbreak que se le hizo a la PlayStation 5 era para poder leer y escribir código, no para ejecutar código. Lo que igual de todas formas es un gran avance para poder hackear la PlayStation 5. O sea, todavía no llegamos al final. Unos meses después, Sony agarró y sacó un parche, en el cual ya quitaba la opción y sí, esta era la versión 6.0.0. Pero aún así, todo este proceso del hackeo no era del todo efectivo, sino que funcionaba un 30% de las veces. Así que toda la gente que estuvo intentando instalarlo, no simplemente le salió a la primera. Tenía que probar 1, 2, 3, muchas veces hasta que funcionara y encima estaba solamente disponible en una versión para la Play. Y este es el mayor hackeo que les puedo mostrar de la Play 5. Es un gran avance. A ver, el resto de hackeos que se hicieron para el momento no llegaron a ser tan impresionantes como este, o algunos que a lo mejor se dice que llegaron a ser impresionantes nunca salieron a la luz. Pero, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué no publicaron eso? Básicamente porque las personas que encontraron esos hackeos fueron y se los dieron a Sony. Porque si vos podés encontrar una vulnerabilidad de la consola, podés ir a la empresa y decirle: hey, tengo esto con lo cual puedo hackear tu consola, págame, y no se lo muestro a nadie, o si no me pagas, voy y lo publico en internet. Y bueno, muchas veces se llega a un acuerdo y eso nunca llega a la luz, y entonces no se puede terminar de hackear la consola. De todas formas, no creo que estemos muy lejos de poder llegar a ver una PlayStation 5 hackeada. No les digo que van a poder jugar todos los juegos que existen en el mundo, pero hey, poder...
¿Qué pasa, chavales? Bienvenidos de nuevo. El boom del día, chavales, el boom. PlayStation 5 ha sido oficialmente pirateada. Lo han hecho esta noche, aunque no vamos a poder tener o no vais a poder tener todo lo que les gustaría, pero bueno, yo os lo cuento. Recuerden, si ven mis vídeos anteriores, yo siempre decía que para que lo entiendan, ¿no? Para poder piratear una consola se necesitaba un punto de entrada y luego se necesitaba el exploit, el kernel exploit. El punto de entrada, el web key, yo lo comparaba, ¿vale?, con una puerta, con un candado, y el exploit pues era la llavecita. Entonces, ¿qué han hecho? Ya tenían el punto de entrada, ya tenían el web key, ¿vale? Gracias a todo esto a Sony, que es la que permite todo esto, porque esto pues lo han reportado y Sony pues lo ha liberado, ¿vale? Entonces ya tenían el punto de entrada. Gracias a The Flow han liberado la llavecita del exploit. Gracias a The Flow también, pues nada, han abierto la puerta y están dentro de la consola. Pero ojo, para que me entiendas bien, solamente tiene permisos de lectura. Tú no puedes hacer nada, es como si entras dentro y no puedes tocar, eres un fantasma. por mucho que toque, no pasa absolutamente nada. Pues eso es lo que ha pasado, chavales. Ya tienen acceso dentro de la consola, pueden ver todo lo que hay dentro de PlayStation 5, pueden habilitar las opciones de Debug Setting, donde podemos ver la carpeta Game, System, multiusuario, etcétera. Pero no se puede instalar absolutamente nada, ni se puede instalar un Homebrew. Esto es cuestión de tiempo, pero bueno, para no tenerte por aquí mucho tiempo, te comento que la página de Wololo pues hace una explicación mucho más detallada, de hace apenas nada, unas horitas, donde nos dice que se ha liberado el exploit de kernel de PlayStation 5 y la vulnerabilidad. Esto, según aquí, vale para PS5, solamente versión 4.03, y dicen aquí que también, dicen, por aquí en este texto, que también serviría para las consolas sin lector, ¿vale? Yo lo he leído por aquí en una de estas partes, creo, ¿eh? A ver si lo encuentro, está basada con los firmware 4.03, dice que no da acceso o sea, que nos da acceso a lectura, escritura, pero no de ejecución, exactamente, ¿vale? No podemos ejecutar absolutamente nada. Obtiene lectura arbitraria, limitaciones, vale, bueno, por aquí lo he leído yo esto, y según esto pues funciona. Tenemos también un vídeo de nuestro amigo Echo Street, ¿vale? Que lo está probando, ¿vale? Aquí rápidamente le damos hacia adelante y vemos pues que siguiendo los pasos de la página a través del navegador, pues tiene acceso. Dice que el funcionamiento es de un 30%, que si estás en el navegador también, creo que si le dabas al círculo decía que te entraba en kernel panic. O sea, esto está muy nuevo. Yo te voy a dejar esta página en la descripción para que vayas a verla, ¿vale? Para que tú le eches un ojito, para que la veas detallada. Y deciros, no se compren una PlayStation 5 a menos que sepan, en el caso que quieran piratearla, ¿eh? A menos que sepan que está en la versión 4.03, me aseguro antes de decir nada exactamente, ¿vale? Lo pone por aquí bien grande, chavales. 4.03, no compren, no vayan corriendo, de verdad, a buscar por internet una consola que esté para comprarla, porque no van a venir en 4.03, o sea, te lo digo desde ya, no viene. Si tú realmente quieres probar todo esto, pues busca una que esté en 4.03, pero con certeza que la persona que te la venda te pueda mostrar que está en 4.03 y ahora mismo pues no podrás lanzar juegos. El tema de los juegos en PlayStation pues es exactamente igual. Los que estamos en 9.00, gracias a algo que no sabemos cómo lo hacen, podemos jugar juegos de versiones superiores en la 9.00, pero hemos estado todo el tiempo desde que salió la liberación que no podíamos jugar juegos que pidieran una versión mínima superior a la que teníamos. Si estábamos en la 750, por ejemplo, y salía un juego que pedía versión 8.00, no podíamos jugarlo. En PlayStation 5, pues imagino que en el momento que se pueda liberar o instalar un juego, creo que debería funcionar igual. Y recuerden que es PS5 4.03 y ya vamos por la 6.00, creo, si más, ahora mismo más no recuerdo. Así que fijaros hasta dónde puede llegar la cosa, ¿vale? Así que nada, esto ojalá sirva, ¿vale? Ojalá sirva para que están mirando dentro de la consola, puedan encontrar algo que nos sirva a los que estamos en PlayStation 4, los que estáis esperando en versiones superiores. Sea lo que sea, ya saben, chavales, yo esto lo voy a traer, te voy a tener informado, sea la hora que sea, ¿vale? Así que nada, desde aquí pedirte que te suscribas, importante, suscrito y la campanita activa, ¿vale? Así que nada, chavales, nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo como siempre, adiós.
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
I cannot do that here. Not while I'm in town.
Keep them sharp, keep them ready. Well struck.
I cannot do that here.
I need time to prepare that.
I need more time.
I need time to do that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
need more time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Yeah.
I need time to do that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. 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 I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that. I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm not ready yet.
Can I help you? Well struck.